30,000 jobs over the next 2 years. Smartphone chip maker Qualcomm eliminating 1,300 jobs at its San Diego headquarters and hundreds more in other locations after a slump in sales. But there was good news today about jobs, too. Unemployment rates down in 29 states in August, remained the same in 11. They rose in only 10 others. One economic data point out today, and it was good. An index of leading economic indicators for August edging higher after flatlining in July. And Petco is now in merger talks with privately owned rival PetSmart. I'm Tom Busby, CNBC Radio.
If you feel like online dating just won't work for you, try EH Plus. EH Plus is a new personal matchmaking service by eHarmony, and it far exceeds what regular online dating sites can do. One-on-one attention from a PhD matchmaker, amazing singles, and guaranteed introductions we know are perfect for you. Visit us today at ehplus.com/love or call 1-855-940-LOVE.
Flu season starts with all kinds of symptoms. At Walmart, we can help you be prepared before they show up with products like Mucinex to help relieve chest congestion and Delsum to help silence coughs for 12 hours. You'll also want to be ready with Sudafed PE to relieve sinus congestion and pressure, and Motrin for body aches and to reduce fever. So don't wait until the symptoms have already started. Be prepared for flu season this year. Stock up on everything you need at Walmart.
Use all products as directed.
Consider this your invitation to sell. At buysellmakeoffer.com, you can sell as much as you want for the next 60 days without paying any fees whatsoever. Sound incredible? It is, and it's true. Buysellmakeoffer.com is the new exciting way to sell your stuff online. Make extra money right now. Sell your old car, furniture, video games, household items, clothes, even your home. Sell anything that's legal. Load up your stuff to sell right now at buysellmakeoffer.com. This is your official invitation to get on board to sell your stuff right now. Free for the next 60 days. And once you see how easy it is, you'll want to sign up for more because there are no item fees. That's right. Take this opportunity to move items from the other guys and sell it for free. You might even win a Samsung tablet, Amazon gift cards, and other cool prizes. BuySellMakeOffer.com is the future of online selling. You can use Skype to talk to your buyer or seller. Plus, you can use video to showcase your items. BuySellMakeOffer.com.
Good afternoon. It's 12:03. I'm Di Rice with the only live local news here in the Inland Empire on Kcaa 1050 AM. Early yesterday morning, 42-year-old Jason Ernest Johnson was taken into custody by deputies at about 1:30 in the morning in the 2000 block of Adams Street in Riverside regarding Sunday morning's break-in at the Jurupa Valley Animal Shelter that ended in the death of 4 dogs and the disappearance of several others. Shelter employees arrived to find some 22 kennels. Their locks were broken and 2 dogs were dead. Blood splattered on the walls and pooled on the floor. At least 2 dogs were fatally hit by cars after the break-in. Several were found, others remained missing. Johnson was on probation in Riverside County in connection with drug charges already. Moreno Valley Animal Services, in a related story, say that they've dramatically reduced the number of animals euthanized as the city shelter continues to face criticism. City Council held a study session this week to discuss the concerns raised by activists with animal rescue groups who have complained about animal services staff on Facebook and YouTube, accusing the city shelter of failing to work with rescue groups. 3 years ago, in response to similar criticism, the council discussed strategies to reduce the euthanasia rate, which during a 3-month period in 2012 was at 61%. Way high. Officials are not saying what the current rate is. Inland Empire weather, sunny skies today and tomorrow. Some of those variable clouds coming back with us on Sunday, but still hot by Sunday. Highs today 91, 95 for Saturday, and 97 for Sunday. Overnight lows tonight 61. Currently 87 in San Bernardino. Checking out your drive in Redlands, there's an object on the roadway of the 10 westbound as you approach Alabama Street, so beware of that. It's a tire in the left lanes. So take your time, watch for brake lights in that area. Also, there is some road construction going on the southbound 215 make that, between DeVore Road and University Parkway. And what it's doing is it's merging down to one lane. And apparently people do not know how to merge. So watch for brake lights there. Slow down in that vicinity as well. That is the very latest with news, weather, and traffic on the station that leaves no listener behind, KCAA 1050 AM.
InfoTrack is the weekly show with information you should know. Hi, everybody. This is Chris Whitting, inviting you to join me each week for InfoTrack.
Sundays at 6 a.m.
Right here on CNBC KCAA 1050 AM, the station that leaves no listener behind.
Intentional about your character, your work ethic.
You've got to be on the same page.
They were calling to let you know we are debt-free, house and everything.
You have done really, really, really good. And you're not going to quit now.
It's been a huge witness for us to be able to share that.
It was time to get serious.
Intentionality, people. Celebrate the success.
Oh my goodness, thank you so much.
This is your show, America.
If I knew at 22 what I know now, our life would be better off.
It's the show that's changing the world. Now you don't just listen to the show, you live it. Live from the headquarters of Ramsey Solutions, it's the Dave Ramsey Show, where debt is dumb, cash is king, and the paid-off home mortgage has taken the place of the BMW as the status symbol of choice. I'm Dave Ramsey, your host. This is your show, America. Thank you for joining us. It's your show because we talk to you and about you more than anyone else. The phone number is 888-825-5225. That's 888-825-5225. Daryl is with us in Birmingham. Hey, Daryl, how are you?
Hey, Dave, doing good.
Good. What's up?
Hey, man, I want to say thanks. My wife and I, about 3 years ago, did your Financial Peace University class. As a result, paid off about $50,000 worth of student loans, driving 2 paid-for vehicles.
Boom! Look at you, man. Congratulations.
Well, thank you, sir. Thank you. And we, unfortunately, I just had to pass on my grandmother, and we're going to be receiving some inheritance.
Mm-hmm.
I've got a couple of things that I had in mind that I wanted to do. I just wanted to bounce some ideas off of you and see what you thought I should do with that inheritance.
Okay.
First off, I had looked at, we're in the process of refinancing our house back down to a 15-year with the interest rates where they're at.
Mm-hmm.
I want to take part of it and put toward that.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I had thought about trying to make a little money with that money and maybe doing some flip houses. Buying some real estate and flipping it. I just want to kind of get your ideas on that.
Mm-hmm. How much is the inheritance?
It's going to be about $120,000 probably.
Okay. And you're out of debt, you said, everything but your home. Do you have your emergency fund in place?
That is our next step. We are currently working on that right now. We're starting to work on that.
Okay. All right. Well, if you were to do a flip house, the only way I would do it would be 100% cash.
Mm-hmm.
No borrowing. You know I'm going to say that, right?
Yes, sir. Mm-hmm.
And so that means you're doing some pretty inexpensive homes.
Yes, sir.
And make sure your emergency fund's in place before you do that.
Okay.
And how much do you owe on your home?
Oh, about $180,000.
And what's your household income?
We're right about 90.
I love real estate. You know that from having been around me for a while in different ways. And so I'm tempted to say, yeah, go do that. But the thing that's giving me pause is I don't want to be a hypocrite, and I need to stop and think, what would Dave and Sharon Ramsey do if we woke up in your shoes? We probably would move towards getting our home paid off really, really fast. And so I'm probably chunking get the emergency fund in place and chunking the rest of this at the house. And then you're going to have that house paid off in just a couple of years.
Okay.
If you do that, and then with the house paid off with a $90,000 income, save up cash past that to do your flips with. I'd be dishonest if I didn't say that's what I personally would end up doing. I'm probably not going to yell at you for doing some flips before you do that if you want to, as long as you do them with cash and you have your emergency fund in place. But
But the truth is, were I in your shoes, I'm just going to get my house paid off. And here's why, Daryl. I mean, you went through Financial Peace University. You've heard me say all these things. But the reason is I did not anticipate I intellectually grasped what it meant to pay off my house, but I didn't anticipate how it was going to feel. Mm-hmm. Something flipped in the spirit. And there's a different dynamic to the borrower is slave to the lender when I paid off the house than I realized there was going to be. I felt more free than I thought I was going to feel. Does that make sense?
It does.
In other words, it's so stinking cool, I try to get everybody to do it.
Yes, sir. Next, one other question that is really bothering me about the inheritance is taxes on it. I've talked to my accountant.
You shouldn't have taxes on it.
I shouldn't say. Now I'm getting the differentiating stories. I'm getting one. My accountant's telling me that I will, and then I'm getting somebody telling me I will not.
Why would your accountant say an inheritance is taxable? What's it coming out of?
It's coming out of investments that my grandmother had.
Were they in IRAs?
Not 100% sure just yet. We haven't gotten that far into the process yet.
Well, if you're cashing out her IRAs, yes, there will be taxes on that. But inherited money is not taxable. It does not have an income tax on it.
She does. It's in investments. I know that. I don't know what kind of investments.
That won't matter. If it let's just say it's all Exxon stock, okay? Zero taxes.
Okay.
She just passed away, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And so it's not, it's not like that money's been laying there growing for 5 years while the estate was being settled. In that case, there might be a little bit of taxes on the growth. But, if you're liquidating her investment portfolio as her heir within a year of her death, there's going to be zero income tax on that unless some of it is cashing out a retirement account.
Okay.
Coming out of an IRA or something like that. And if your accountant's telling you otherwise, you may need a different accountant.
Okay. All right, sir. Okay.
Thank you, Daryl. We appreciate you calling in. Open phones at 888-825-5225. Christina's with us in Seattle. Hey, Christina, how are you?
Hey, I'm great. How are you doing today?
Better than I deserve. What's up?
How did I know you were going to say that? Okay, so we have a question. My husband and I got married in June 2009, and then June 2010 we became debt-free. Then we saved up our savings account, our emergency fund. So we're fully funded in baby step 3. Then since then we bought a house, had 2 kids, and all of that. Still all of that was cash, no debt. Now...
Did you borrow to buy the house?
We did borrow. We got a 15-year fixed-rate mortgage, less than a quarter of my husband's take-home pay. I'm a stay-at-home mom.
Good. So you're doing everything smart. Congratulations.
We're doing it. Thank you. So now, it was our first home, starter house. We are outgrowing it. We really want to get a better location and just something that's going to work better for our family with our 2 kids that we have. And so we're on baby steps 4, 5, and 6, but we're kind of going, but what would Dave say as far as do we continue to pay extra for the mortgage?
How long have you had that house?
About 4 years.
Okay. All right. And what is your household income?
Gosh, it's going up. Let's see here. I want to say right now we're probably sitting at about 120.
Congratulations. That's excellent.
Thank you.
Well, what Dave would do would be you have 11 years left on your mortgage.
Yes.
And so when I move, I would take out a 10 or an 11-year mortgage.
Okay.
And move to and still have that be no more than a fourth of the take-home pay that you currently have. The good news is you have a lot more take-home pay, so that affords you the ability to move up in house and not extend the time that you're in debt. So I'm taking your 11 years that you have left on this 15-year mortgage after being there for 4 years, and I'm using that. And so buy you a 12-year mortgage or a 10-year mortgage and scrape together some more money to put down in cash if you want, plus the sale of your current home. And that gives you the numbers that you can afford to move up in house. And I wouldn't be against that. But I don't want you to go lengthening and starting your 15 years over every time you want a better house, because that just means you're going to be in debt forever, and the goal here is to get you out of debt. This is the Dave Ramsey Show.
Larry Burnett here, inviting you to join me for Open Season, Fridays at 6 p.m. right here on KCAA. It's three guys dropping gloves, tackling issues, and swinging for the fences. Great sports talk right here on KCAA AM 1050.
Tired of spending too much money on an ad and then trying to find your ad in the newspaper, buried among hundreds, even thousands of other ads? Isn't it time you got a great deal when you were trying to sell that car, that dining room set, that refrigerator, or offering your handyman services? Now you can in the Nickel Shopper. For as little as $7.50 per week, your ad can be seen by thousands of eyeballs in the high desert, and they're getting the Nickel Shopper for free. Call today to place your ad in the Nickel Shopper, 760-646-3654, or go to thenickelshopper.com for all the details. 760-646-3654. The Nickel Shopper. Now in the IE.
I literally started my business on a card table in my living room. In those days, I was the one responsible for keeping track of my expenses. And if I wanted my family to eat, I had to make sure the money was coming in. I was a true entrepreneur. Nowadays, I know there's a better way. It's called FreshBooks, and I'm a big fan of what they do. FreshBooks is an online software and mobile app that allows you to track your time, capture expenses, and create professional invoices. It's easy and it works. Find out what over 5 million entrepreneurs and small business owners just like you have already discovered. You can try it free today at getfreshbooks.com. Just enter the Dave Ramsey Show under How Did You Hear About Us for your free 30-day trial. That's getfreshbooks.com. And remember, enter the Dave Ramsey Show to get started today.
This is KCAA.
Freeway Auto Center is your road to home. Now open and ready to send you home in a much better car than you're driving now. Freeway Auto Center has a special phone number for KCAA listeners. Get ready, get a pen. Here's the number you need. Right now, in the 909 area code, call 269-8731. Got it? 269-8731. That's the number you need for Freeway Auto Center. Just call 909-269-8731 and ask for the road to home. You may need to unload a car that costs more to fix than you paid for it. Maybe you need a dependable car for your kids to go to college. Maybe it's just time. Freeway Auto Center on Waterman, north of the 10, has the selection you're looking for. Freeway Auto Center will get you there. Call 909-269-8731. That's 269-8731. That's your number for Freeway Auto Center.
Here's your Money Minute with Market Wrap host Mo Ansari.
If you follow the markets, you've probably been getting seasick lately. But what if I told you that market volatility can be a good thing? If you're a bargain hunter, this is your coupon. So keep your shopping list handy. If you're a long-term investor with plenty of time before retirement, the money going into your 401k each month will buy more shares when the markets are down. And if you have a good financial plan, you can relax while others worry, because that plan will carry you beyond today's headlines. Of course, you should always consider professional guidance before making any financial decisions. That's your Money Minute. I'm Mo Ansari.
For more tips on investing during market volatility and other investment topics, listen to Market Wrap weekdays at 5 p.m. on this station. For a free consultation with Mo Ansari, call 800-388-9700. That's 800-388-9700.
Compact Asset Management is a registered investment advisor. Funds custodian, Fidelity Institutional Wealth Services, member FINRA SIPC.
Wondering what to do on your Friday drive home? Well, the bar's open and it's happy hour. Join us right here on KCAA 1050 AM on Friday at 3 for Trevor's Happy Hour with Lyle Fenimore. The gang's all going to be there, so dial it in. KCAA 1050 AM Fridays at 3 p.m. right after The Poor Man for Trevor's Happy Hour with Lyle Fenimore. Pour me a tall one. Brought to you by buysellmakeoffer.com.
Joining me here on the air, Chris Hogan is with us, America's voice on retirement. And Going to be answering questions with me for the next little while. Welcome back to the microphone, Chris.
Well, thank you, sir. Pleasure to be here.
Absolutely. Good stuff. So, you and I doing the SMART conference we did the SMART Money in, where were we last night? Yeah, Baton Rouge. That was it. Yeah.
Baton Rouge.
And here we go, man. And next week, Atlanta.
Yes.
Baton Rouge was a sellout last night. Atlanta has about 300, a little less than 300 tickets left right now. So it'll be sold out. We announced a little bit earlier that the SMART conference, the day-long conference that'll include Chris speaking, me, Rachel Cruz, Henry Cloud on boundaries, Meg Meeker on parenting, and so on. A whole lineup of folks there, including Les Parrott on marriage, and Michael Jr. will be there as well. Christy Wright will have a section, and so will Chris Brown. It's going to be a day-long event. Phoenix sold out, Chris.
It is that event, Dave, is amazing. It's electric. Where can you go in one stop and spend a day with your spouse or with some good friends and come away so full in so many areas? There's nothing else like it out there.
So, again, Phoenix sold out. Denver, that's October 17th. Denver is October 24th, has about 600 tickets left.
Wow.
So you can still come to that. And I'm telling you, people come from all over the nation to go to these. By the way, Denver's not a bad destination city, and be really nice, actually, around October 24th.
It'll be beautiful out there with the mountains and everything.
Yeah, so come out and join us there, and it's going to be a blast. Really, really good time. So one more time, reminding you, we had a sellout last night in Baton Rouge for a Smart Money event. Make the distinction between the Smart Money event and the Smart Conference. Smart Conference is the day-long thing. And then next Thursday night, we'll be in Atlanta for the Smart Money event. About 300 tickets or so left of that. It will be sold out probably over the weekend. There may be a few left by Monday, something like that, give or take. Might take it all the way. If it goes slow, it might take it all the way up to gate time, but doubtful. And then Nashville, the VIP section for October the 8th is sold out. VIP backstage and the prestige seating up front. General admission is still available. I think there's about maybe about 600 tickets left for Nashville. That's October the 8th. Smart Money event at the Grand Ole Opry. That'll be a neat venue to play.
That's going to be amazing, Dave. I mean, to be on that stage where so many people have performed, we're gonna be bringing the heat that night. It's going to be fun.
We did last night, man. It was fun.
It was.
Yeah. Chris got a big standing ovation last night, y'all. It's pretty cool.
It was a great. The crowd was electric, Dave.
It was.
I mean, they were excited for the information. They were excited to be there, and above all, they left out believing. And that's, I think, the thing that we focus on is the hope factor.
So, Smart Conference this year, you're going to be doing the Retire Inspired talk, right?
Yes, sir. And that's a talk that I did out in L.A., the very first one. But it has inspired a lot of people. I've had people, Dave, staying in touch with me. I've got a family that were out there. They were 45 and 50, respectively. They had about $15,000 in credit card debt. And this was last November. They've paid off the credit card debt. They've done baby step 3. They've got a fully funded emergency fund. And they're getting ready to kick off baby step 4. And that's in less than a year. And they said what it took was for somebody to believe in them, to tell them, and for them to understand what was at risk with retirement. And so I'm so proud of them. They changed their family tree by coming to that event, and really they changed it because they took the information and they did something with it. They're the heroes.
Just talked to a couple in the lobby at this commercial break, 54 years old. They showed me their 3-ring binder notebook. It had every budget in it for the last 7 years. And they have not only gotten completely out of debt, but they've invested heavily. And they're millionaires, to say the least. And they said in their early 50s, mid-50s, they're going on the mission field. They don't ever have to work again as far as to earn an income. But they have every budget, every one of their spreadsheets in hard copy in this 3-ring binder for 7 years.
Wow.
But, I mean, if you're 45 years old, you're listening to that.
Yeah.
That could be you.
That can be you. And for them to be going to live their dream, I love that. I get goosebumps when I hear stuff like that because they're going to live their retirement dream on the mission field, being a blessing to other people, and money's not an issue.
They went through Financial Peace University 7 years ago. Of course, this investment stuff that we teach doesn't work. Oh, keep that in mind.
Hey, compound interest is your best friend out there, people. And I love to hear that. So in 7 years, they've had that kind of turnaround. So hear that message, people. Regardless of where you are never too young and you are never too old to do something. So get focused. Don't let another day go by with you wandering around. Your dream matters. And excuses won't fund your dream. You need effort and you need work.
Yeah, I just saw a tweet when we got off the plane a while ago. Chris and I flew back from Baton Rouge this morning. We did a businessman's conference this morning where we both spoke. And when I got off the plane, I saw a great tweet. The guy said his football coach, you probably heard this saying, I just never heard it. He said, we have to play the game, we don't talk the game. That's not a bad line.
That's huge.
You got to do it. Don't be popping your gums about it. You got to get up there and suit up and do it. It's not a discussion, and it's not a theory, and it's not a philosophy. It's you got to do it. And that's what all the data says about retiring with dignity.
Yes.
The 74% of the reason people have the primary driver of retirement success is that they actually do it.
Absolutely.
They actually save money.
And when you sit down and you're doing your budget meeting with your spouse, that's you doing it. When you drive by the mall instead of turning in there and going to build their legacy and dropping $500 over the weekend, because on average that's what people do. That's you doing it when you don't go do that.
$500.
Oh, on
That's
average.
the average weekend?
Oh, on a Friday. Yeah. I mean, you go in, Dave. I mean, you've seen the stuff out there. They go in and if you buy some shoes.
Oh, at the mall.
A dinner. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I'm thinking, wow, where are they eating?
No.
I couldn't get my head around that. Wow.
But they said on average, the study said that on average people are spending anywhere from $1,000 to $1,500 over the entire weekend. Because, see, everybody's working so hard, they get to Friday, and then they act like they deserve some stuff. And then the next thing you know, you're getting something that you never deserved in your life, and that's a penalty whenever you're paying interest on debt.
Yeah. And, it's sad to support the mall's legacy, because have you ever seen an old mall? They look kind of worn out.
And you know what, Dave? The mall's not going to come do anything for anybody in your retirement. They won't feed your children. They won't give you any medicine. It's not going to do anything for you. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't mind you having some stuff. I just don't want stuff to have you.
There you go. So, really what we're saying is that you can do anything you want to do if you do it intentionally and you're willing to delay gratification. Adults devise a plan and follow it. Children do what feels good.
Yeah. You had an incredible line this morning, Dave, about contentment. I mean, it hit me, and I've heard you say it time and time again, but that spirit of contentment changes things. Because you're not looking at what someone else has and then comparing it to where you are, but that you acknowledge where you are right now, and you know what? Sometimes okay is okay while you're working toward better.
Yeah, well, live like no one else so that later you can live like no one else. You pay a price to win at anything. You're not going to win at anything unless you pay a price. I mean, that couple, there's a lot of people watching. They knew every episode of whatever TV while that couple did their budget in that 3-ring binder for 7 years. They've stayed on top of their money, and they won just because of that intentionality. See, if you pay attention, nobody sits up and says, I'm going to go out here and intentionally be stupid. Stupid is always an accidental drive-by, I didn't pay attention thing. No one gets up in the morning and goes, I'm going to go destroy my life. They don't do that. They don't set out to do that. But you do it, death by 1,000 cuts, because you don't pay attention. You don't keep the car on the track. That's just a big deal. So what are some ways, right quick, 30 seconds, that people can increase their discipline? Because it's hard to be disciplined.
It is. No discipline is pleasurable, but the goal isn't fantastic. So set your sight on what it is you want. But I also want you to be very clear on the things you don't want. And what I mean by retirement is you want to live your dream. What you don't want is to be a burden to your children.
There you go. Open phones at 888-825-5225. You jump in. Chris Hogan is my guest this hour. You can follow him on Facebook, Twitter at Chris Hogan 360. And ChrisHogan360.com is the website to do your RIQ to get your Retire Inspired quotient. More calls and questions for Chris and me coming up.
This is KCAA.
California headline news. Lots of anxious moments for homeowners in the area of the Valley Fire.
You're just sitting around waiting for somebody to tell you that it's okay to go back, and you don't know when that's going to happen.
It's been like limbo. What do I do? Where do I go?
3 people dead in the Valley Fire, with that total likely to go up. It's now 40% contained, 60% containment on the Butte Fire in Calaveras and Amador counties. 6 of the 7 hikers killed by floodwaters in Utah's Zion National Park this week were from Southern California. Park Service officials say they tried to inform everyone who planned to hike earlier this week that there was a threat of flash flooding.
For folks that have already started their trip, trying to get word to them, and also having multiple canyons within this park, it it is not possible to contact everybody.
An international news agency recognizing Stanford University as the most innovative school in the world, noting Google, Yahoo, and Hewlett-Packard were all created by Stanford alumni or faculty. Geico weather, warm and dry over the weekend. Jeff Scott, California News.
Imagine having an emergency without a phone. Your car won't start and you're late for work. How do you call your job to let them know where you are, or call school to let them know you won't be there to pick up your child? AT&T knows some Americans face life without the comfort and security of a phone every day. And that's why AT&T offers Lifeline, which provides reduced monthly phone rates and optional toll blocking at no extra charge to families who qualify. Additional discounts may apply to those living on federally recognized tribal lands. Get the peace of mind that comes with a reliable and affordable phone. Lifeline from AT&T. To find out more, call AT&T at 1-800-288-2020 or visit att.com/lifeline if you have access to the Internet. Lifeline is a government benefit program, and willfully making false statements to obtain this benefit is punishable by fine or imprisonment and could result in termination of Lifeline service. Lifeline enrollment requires certain eligibility documentation and is non-transferable. Limited to one discount per household. AT&T service is not available in all areas. Other restrictions apply.
What have I learned so far? I've learned that dropping out of high school was my decision. But as a single mom, that decision affected more than just me. To set an example, I had to be the example. I found a free high school diploma program at Learn for Life that fits around my busy life. I have a team of teachers, tutors, and counselors that really care. I learn at my pace in an environment that is safe and comfortable. What have I learned so far? I've learned that I can change my life.
Are you 14 to 19 years old and looking for a free high school diploma program with flexible meeting times? This program allows you to keep your job or important family responsibilities while earning your high school diploma. If you've fallen behind on credits or dropped out of school completely, get back on track with free tutoring, a caring faculty, and one-on-one attention. For more information on how to reach your graduation goal, visit learnforlife.org. That's LEARN, the number 4, LIFE.org. Or enroll today by calling 877-360-LEARN. That's 877-360-LEARN.
Hey everybody, this is Polka Tom inviting you to join me for Inland Empire Polkas every Saturday from 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. right here on KCAA Radio, 1050 a.m. on your dial and online at www.kcaaradio.com. I'll play all the best in polka music for you, so join me every Saturday, 6 a.m. to 8 a.m.
If you're trying to prevent home foreclosure, you need a law firm with extensive experience representing clients in protecting their homes from foreclosure. The Goodman Law Firm is a nationwide team of mortgage mitigation attorneys that provides legal advice and expertise you can trust. Our nationwide network includes local of-counsel foreclosure attorneys to represent you during the mortgage mitigation process. The Goodman firm has represented homeowners across the nation in resolving their troubled mortgages. We have the experience and the knowledge you can count on to best represent your interests. The banks have attorneys fighting to protect their interests, and so should you. Call the Goodman Law Firm at 888-800-6030. Take control of your mortgage situation today. Contact us at 888-800-6030 or through our website at arnoldgoodmanlaw.com.
Hey, this is Steve Sanchez, and do you know in 2007, I went off to the doctor for a basic checkup, and he informed me, Steve, you got plaque built up around your heart, and you're going to need stents. I informed him, with no offense, doc, I need a second opinion. I go off to a naturopathic doctor, and he introduces me to something called Zango. It's a juice made of the whole mangosteen fruit. You know, the mangosteen fruit has been used for centuries for healing. So, hey, what do I have to lose? I tried it. 3 months later, I go back to my cardiologist, no plaque, no stents, and I'm proud to say 7.5 years later, I'm stent-free. I want to turn you on to Zango because it's the only true 100% mangosteen fruit juice. It's patented. In fact, the Mayo Clinic is paying attention because they're doing an extensive study because they cannot ignore all the testimonials around the world. I want to give you a free sample of the Zango juice today. Simply call 888-309-5656. That's 888-309-5656 for your free mangosteen juice sample today from the company called Zango.
Down to Earth Talk, a show designed to inspire, encourage, build, and bring laughter to listeners. Down to Earth Talk, where we take everyday topics and issues and put them into practical, down-to-earth terms. Topics include relationships, parenting, finances, sports, and entertainment. That's Down to Earth Talk, Saturdays 5:30 p.m. right here on KCAA 1050 AM.
Chris Hogan joins me for one more segment. We're talking money. We're talking retirement. He's America's trusted voice on retirement. Book will be coming out in January called Retire Inspired, and we'll be giving you a great offer to pre-order that very soon. Buckle yourself in and get ready. He'll also be speaking with me at the Smart Money events this fall, as well as a Smart Money event with Rachel Cruz, my daughter, and he will be speaking together at Cincinnati, Ohio, on October the 29th. We'll be also in Atlanta, Nashville, Cincinnati with Rachel. He will be Oklahoma City, Louisville. The Retire Inspired events that Chris is doing are going to be, where in the world is that? Can't lay my hands on them. You know where they are, Chris?
Yeah, I'm going to be
Kansas City.
There
they are. Denver and Oklahoma City.
Yep.
Looking at my cheat sheet, I couldn't find them. Okay.
We got a few things going on.
Yeah, there's a couple of different places we're going to be. And the Smart Conference. Phoenix just sold out for October the 17th, the day-long event, and October the 24th in Denver is for sale. You ready to take a call or two?
Sure, absolutely.
All right. Deanna is with us in Lexington. Hey, Deanna, how are you?
I'm fine. How are you, Dave and Chris?
Better than I deserve. How can we help?
My husband and I, we are investors. We own our home. We're out of debt. We have 403Bs, both at work, and I have a Roth IRA, and he has a traditional RIA. But the sweet man insists on having quite a large stash of cash in the garage.
What's your street address? How much has he got in the garage?
Approaching $50,000.
Holy! Do you have a safe?
No. Well, no, but that's why. And so I've talked to him. He knows about inflation and your money. He wants to put it in a pickle jar and bury it in the ground so that fire doesn't get it. Mm-hmm. But he's not done that yet. Mm-hmm. He's not. He just feels. I guess he just feels more comfortable with that money mm-hmm. in hand. Mm-hmm. And I would like to be able to present to him some more reasons besides inflation mm-hmm. to change his mind a little bit.
Okay. Right.
Well, Deanna, listen, I can understand his point where he wants to have that safety net and that feeling of having some money around.
How old is he?
57.
Okay. So here's what I would do. I would talk to him about, number one, you hit on something, the potential of a fire at the home mm-hmm. and the loss of that money. The inflation, I love that you mentioned that because you and I know that money just sitting there and buried in the ground, that $50,000 will look more like $25,000 here in about 10 years.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And so in looking at that, I think he's trying to have some security. So there's a couple of ways he could do that. Maybe he could keep $5,000 in a safe. We need to get a safe. More importantly, and let's take the other $45,000 and let's go take it in the bank, and he can keep his bank statement with him at all times and kind of look at that and go visit it on the weekends if he wants. But let's get it out of there just because it's risk. And I think the inflation side of things, that you're losing money each day that it's sitting there.
Let me give you a really sad story. I actually had a caller several years ago. Blake's reminded me of it. He's in there working as a producer right now. A guy buried $25,000 in cash in a coffee can in his backyard. And what you don't know about paper is it disintegrates. And the money just disintegrated. It became dirt.
Oh, my.
When they dug it up, it wasn't even enough showing to turn it in for other money. He lost all the money. Oh, and let's go ahead and add this up for a second, okay? If you put $50,000 in a mutual fund, and if the mutual fund averaged 12% at 57 years old, at 77 years old, you'd have $540,000 in there. This is a $490,000 pile of stupid.
I know.
You want to write those numbers down? At 77, you'd have $540,000 if you never added anything to this account. And so it's costing him
and how much?
$540,000 is what $50,000 turns into if you put it in a mutual fund and leave it alone for 20 years. A good mutual fund that's making good money, okay?
Right.
Not just any mutual fund. But, I mean, if he made 12% on your money, that's what it'd be. If he makes less, it'd be less. But the point still is this is a $400,000+ mistake.
Right.
And I don't think you got an extra $400,000 to throw around?
No.
Okay. If you do, then this is okay. But you're not only going to end up losing the $50,000 if you bury it in the backyard, or if the house burns, or when a burglar goes through your garage, one of the three, or the dog gets in it. Who knows? I mean, you're going to end up losing this money. If you had a really good safe, I'd feel better. But you still have that missed opportunity cost on what that money would grow to. And that's the downside of this. How much is in your all's total nest egg today?
We're approaching $600,000 with our retirement, and then our home is worth about $200,000.
Yeah. Okay. If he wants to keep a strong cash stash at that level, you can afford to do it. Not $50,000 though. I wouldn't suggest that at your all's level. No. But $10,000 or something in a really nice safe. I'm not going to gripe at him too much about that. That's going to give him a comfort level. But $50,000 in the garage has stupid on it at three or four different levels. Yeah. It's just bad. It's really irresponsible. Another way to ask him is this. I'm just making this up as I go. You can tell, but ask him if he owned money and he gave it to someone to manage for him, and that's what they did with it. How would he feel about that? Because you're actually managing this money for God, right?
Right.
Yeah. And if you read the parable of the talents, the guy buried it in the backyard, didn't come out real good.
No. You are correct.
So I would dig that one up too. Throw a little Bible in there just for the fun of it. But if you were you're managing money for God. So if you gave someone $50,000 of your money to manage.
Protect that. I like what you said, Dave. There's nothing wrong with keeping some money outside.
And they kept it in the garage and didn't invest it. How would you feel about it? I mean, God can't be like thrilled about this. It's not very responsible.
No.
So
and for you to,
I'm like Chris. I get why he's doing it because I'm an old redneck. We old rednecks, we like having some cash around,
Yeah, but he's got a little bit too much. Just
not his neck.
Yeah,
but it's not too red.
Yeah,
but
that's beyond
too much cash.
Yeah. So let's be smart with it. Let's protect that. I like what you said, Dave. There's nothing wrong with keeping some money outside because they obviously have done things the right way. Mm-hmm. I mean, they're approaching $1 million net worth, and if he were to put 45 of that into a growth stock mutual fund, like you mentioned, he's going to be well over $1 million in time. So let's let the money work for you. You worked hard for it. Let's be smart and protect it.
Yeah, that's just. And listen to your wife. She's smart. Oh my goodness. Spouses really do enter into this equation on retirement in general.
You really do.
And when you're doing this stuff at the SMART conference, it comes up, doesn't it?
It really does. I think when we start to look at this, I want to encourage people out there to think of your home as a home team. Everybody has a role. Everybody has a position to play in that team being successful. And with the team, we're talking about your family. And when you look at things through the family filter, what I want you to do is to do everything you can in the best interest of the family. And that means husbands and wives working together. And if you're single, you find an accountability partner. And if you're newly single, you find an accountability partner, somebody that cares enough and loves you enough and wants you to be successful. But we got to play our role. and you got to, above all, stay in your lane. Do the things you're designed to do. But please work together. Talk about this. Your retirement dream should unite you. It should inspire you to move forward, because I know you can do it.
Go to ChrisHogan360.com and look at the RIQ, your Retire Inspired Quotient, your retirement IQ. You need to know what your number is, and once you know what your number is, then you can get on track to getting there. Chris can show you how. You can follow him on Facebook and Twitter at ChrisHogan360. Chris, thanks for hanging out with me.
Thank you for having me, Dave.
This is the Dave Ramsey Show.
Bringing you the spiritual, physical, and financial. God can bless every part of your life. Seek the kingdom first and his righteousness, and everything else will be added unto you. Hi, I'm Reverend E.C. with New Life Open Doors Radio Live every Sunday, 8 to 10 at Kcaa 1050 a.m.
Are you thirsty for books that will fill your soul with wisdom, joy, and inspiration? Then take a refreshing and nourishing drink at Alice's Quiet Mind Bookstore, located in the heart of the Agape International Spiritual Center in Culver City, which incidentally was recently featured on The Today Show. From aromatic soy candles to best-selling authors like Dr. Michael Bernard Beckwith and a whole host of other visionaries, Alice's Quiet Mind Bookstore has everything to soothe your body, spirit, and soul. For more info and directions, visit agapelive.com today.
This is KCAA.
What have I learned so far? I've learned that there is no one path right for everyone. I've learned that without my high school diploma, I can only do so much. My options were limited. I found a free personalized learning program with Learn for Life that has a flexible schedule so I could keep my job while earning my high school diploma. I found new career training opportunities that would jumpstart my future. What have I learned so far? I've learned that I can change my life.
Are you 14 to 19 years old and looking for a free high school diploma program with flexible meeting times? This program allows you to keep your job or important family responsibilities while earning your high school diploma. If you've fallen behind on credits or dropped out of school completely, get back on track with free tutoring, a caring faculty, and one-on-one attention. For more information on how to reach your graduation goal, visit learnforlife.org. That's LEARN4LIFE.org. Or enroll today by calling 877-360-LEARN. That's 877-360-LEARN.
We found the problem with your car. Turns out the carburetor differential modulator is out.
What?
And while we were digging around in there, this thing fell off.
Stop. There's no automotive repair nightmares at Diego Martinez's 5-Star Automotive in San Bernardino. 5-Star Automotive, where you'll get a great experience, and home of the $15.99 oil change. That's right, just $15.99. They specialize in transmissions, brake repair, AC, and many other repairs, all with a lifetime warranty on parts and labor. Diego knows when your auto needs 5-star attention, it's never convenient. He offers a 12-month interest-free auto repair loan on major auto repairs with no money down. He'll even throw in free towing and a 10% discount for his neighbors in the 909 who work for the city and county of San Bernardino. Call 909-387-0770. That's 387-0770. Your neighbors at 909 West 2nd Street in San Bernardino.
Wondering what to do on your Friday drive home? Well, the bar's open and it's happy hour. Join us right here on KCAA 1050 AM on Friday at 3 for Trevor's Happy Hour with Lyle Fenimore. The gang's all going to be there, so dial it in. KCAA 1050 AM Fridays at 3 p.m. right after the Poor Man for Trevor's Happy Hour with Lyle Fenimore. Pour me a tall one. Brought to you by BuySellMakeOffer.com.
Thank you for joining us, America. This is the Dave Ramsey Show. We're glad you're here. Open phones at 888-825-5225. Corey and Crystal are with us in Bakersfield, California. Hey, guys, how are you?
Doing good. How are you, Dave?
Better than I deserve. What's up?
Oh, just calling to let you know that we're debt-free.
Awesome. How much have you paid off?
$73,200.
All right. How long did that take you?
Right at 24 months.
Very cool. Making what kind of money?
Started at right around 120 and currently around 140.
Way to go. What do you guys do for a living?
I am a production engineer for a local oil company.
Mm-hmm.
And I stay at home with the kids.
Very cool. Good for you guys. So what kind of debt was the $73,000? What'd you people buy?
Well, a very expensive diploma. One of those. Student loans was the big one.
Okay.
Had a little bit, about $10,000 left on a car.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit of family debt, some credit card, the store credit cards, 12 months same as cash nonsense, and a little bit of medical debt.
Okay. What happened 24 months ago that caused you guys to turn the corner on this and decide to attack it?
So we had made a really bad decision with the first house we bought. We put zero down and bought at the peak of the market and then short sold for half of what we originally bought it for. Had kind of started to recover from that financially, and we're on the cusp of buying a house and using the 401k from my previous job to use as a down payment. And had heard of you a little bit, and we were interested in, making much better decisions this time. And so just kind of researched your principles a little bit and found out that it was a disaster to do that and that we needed to do the baby steps. Got a hold of Total Money Makeover, read that, and then let Crystal know all about it and decided we needed to do it.
So Crystal, Corey comes in and goes, we're not buying a house right now. I read this book. What'd you say?
I was not very happy.
I bet.
I was definitely sold on buying a house first and then paying off the debt.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So what made you decide to go along with this? You didn't have a choice or what?
Probably not. I thought I did. No, once I finally let him sit me down and we looked over a lot of mainly the student loans, and we had one in particular that was a laptop that he had to have freshman year of college, and we'd always just paid the minimum on them, and finally realized that we had paid enough to already cover the principal on that, but we still owed as much as the original loan was for. And we've been paying on this for about 10 years at the time.
Whoa, yeah, that makes you sick, doesn't it? Yeah.
Yes, and that was just one of the many student loans that we had, so that was pretty eye-opening.
Wow. Amazing. Very. Yeah, that does. That opens you up. So now you guys just agreed at that point, okay, we're going to lock arms and do beans and rice and beans, scorched earth, no life, and 24 months later you paid off $73,000.
Yes.
Yep.
How does that feel?
Amazing.
Yeah, pretty incredible. It took a couple of months because we had to deal with some medical bills right after that we had to cash flow right after we were debt free, but once we started having that extra chunk every month, that was pretty incredible.
Yeah, very cool. So, Crystal, are you glad you did it now?
Yes, thrilled.
Very cool. So it's all gone. Now you got nothing but money to save like crazy to get this house, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Exactly.
Well, congratulations, you two. I'm very proud of you. What do you tell people the key to paying off $73,000 in debt in 24 months is?
So for me, the biggest part is just sticking to it. We weren't perfect. We set up our budgets to be scorched earth and gazelle intense, but life came up. There were things that happened that were incidental, and there were things that came up that we intentionally kind of went away from the budget a little bit here and there. But every month anew, starting with a fresh budget, with the intention of being gazelle intense and doing everything we could to nail that budget and put that big chunk on the debt every month, regardless of what had happened the previous month, I think was really the key. You can't unlearn what you learned once you know the principles and you know the trade-offs you're going to make if you just kind of give up. And so just sticking with it every month and starting fresh, I think, was the big thing for me.
Yeah, very cool. What about you, Crystal? What do you think the keys to getting out of debt were?
Pretty much the same thing, just staying on track, just staying focused, and it honestly came down to any time that you wanted to, where we thought about making a purchase that wasn't really planned for, is we didn't look at it as money anymore. We started looking at it as, well, this is adding another month to what we're going to have to do, or 2 months. And so
good.
that to me was made me stick with it more than thinking about it in money terms. It was the time.
Yeah. How long do I want to labor through this? And, yeah, I hear you. Yeah, I don't blame you. That's a really good insight. I like that. What was the hardest part for you all?
For me, probably we downsized in our home, and knowing that we were going to try to have another child and to move into a smaller house was pretty overwhelming. But we've made it work, and it's been fine, and it really sped everything up tremendously by downsizing, and so it was a huge blessing.
So you moved to a cheaper rental?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Oh, and you're at home with how many kids, Crystal?
3 now. Our baby will be 2 weeks old tomorrow.
Oh, well, congratulations.
Thank you.
And the square footage of the home you moved down to?
Around 1,500 square foot.
Yeah, we were in about 2,500 down to 1,400.
Ooh. 1,400 is not bad if you hadn't been in 2,500.
Exactly.
We got spoiled.
Yeah, well, it's that's real. Well, congratulations, you guys. I think the only way you can do that is there's a light at the end of the tunnel.
Yes,
exactly.
And you go, this is not forever. I can drive this car. I can live in this house for a short period of time so that I can win.
Yes.
So it's not forever. It's living like no one else so that later I can live and give like no one else.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's nice because our children are young, and so they've not noticed the sacrifices that we haven't gone a lot of places. And,
I grew up in an 1,100 square foot house. I never thought anything about it.
No, they love it. They love it.
We didn't know any different, and they don't know any different. It's just but you guys, were in a 2,500 square foot house. So you're the ones that knew the difference. Yeah. The kids, they didn't suffer. They're not going to need counseling. Care. Yeah, they're going to be all right. But it's just a pain. I mean, you got a lot of rugrats running around a little house,
Yes.
And that's what it comes down to. But the good news is you can see a light at the end of the tunnel. It's not an oncoming train. There is a way out, and that makes you get through it. That's real stuff. Good job, guys. That's very real. I'm proud of you. All right, Corey and Crystal, Bakersfield, California, $73,000 paid off in 24 months, making $120 to $140 a year. Count it down. Let's hear a debt-free scream.
3, 2, 1. We're debt-free!
Yes! Way to go, you guys. $73,000. That's a lot of money. Paid off in 24 months. Way to go, you guys. That's beautiful. Well, guys, I'm sure you've heard that Ramsey Solutions, our company, is growing like crazy around here. It is absolutely awesome. And a lot of it's digital. So we're hiring Ruby and Java and Salesforce and iOS developers and Android developers and a bunch of new projects that are exploding. And we need all hands on deck to continue creating these cutting edge products. So we're delivering. The Every Dollar iOS app has been such a huge hit that we'd also like to offer an app for Android users. And we've been looking for a strong Android developer to join our team. And if you like what we do and you're a strong Android developer, and I know a bunch of you want me to outsource this, we're not going to. We're going to get to it when we get to it, but we're going to bring someone on team to do this because we've got to continue to iterate it, and it's cost prohibitive to do it otherwise. So we're going to do it, and we've been trying to find an Android developer. But Ruby, Java, still hiring those folks, particularly senior level Ruby folks, big time, Salesforce folks. So if you're in that digital space or just looking for a job in general, we're probably hiring 180 people over the next 12 months. So check Dave's hiring on the front tab of the front website, the right side of the front website. Click Dave's hiring. We've been voted best place to work in Nashville for 8 years.
KCAA invites you to support our very own Relationships 2.0 host, Michelle Skeen, in raising funds for the Ronald McDonald House Charities in the 38th Annual Chicago Marathon, October 11th.